welcome. What's going on, everyone? We are Nick and Adam, of course. Julius out of town, not literally actually out of town, but Julius is out of the show today. We will be back together on our little trio this Sunday, so don't worry. We'll be getting our score predictions and all that finalized stuff this Sunday morning. But for now, we're going to do a little news and notes and, just tease some of the Rams-Lions playoff game. But ultimately, Nick, I love this setup we got going on. You're in the Red Wings gear, and I got the Lions gear. You've got the Honolulu Blues shirt I rarely ever wear, but repping it, baby. Red Wings, real quick. We're playing the Oilers tonight. Over-under was 7.5. Not normal you see an over-under set at that high. But Red Wings score 4 goals to win the game. So you think we win? You think we pull it out?
I do. And we need, I love the over on it because we've only won one game this entire season where we scored 3 or less goals in and so it's exciting that we finally got that. Maybe our defense is starting to come around. I really like Lyon as our goalie. He kind of had a big game last outing where we got the dub. So I like it. Yeah, I'm repping the Red Wings today. I got all the stuff for Christmas this year, and I've just been loving it. The all black, the red. I'm all wing-wheeled out, and I love it. I know it's a Lions show, but you got to represent Detroit sports however you can. I got my Lions back here.
For sure. And also, I love that Detroit Lions Marvel clash.
Me too.
But another reason why I got to pay attention to the Red Wings tonight, my Detroit 10K 10-day challenge that
Talk about it.
Starting hit day 1, had Jalen Duren get 12 rebounds, 12 points, and Keldon Johnson get 12.5 points. So that went well day 1, but it's probably going to end day 2. I don't know. I'm not expecting much, but we need to it 2 shots on goal. Tyson Walker, 15 points for the Michigan State lovers out there. They're playing Illinois at 9 tonight. And then the Red Wings, not the Red Wings, the over of 5.5. So I took a little alternate on that. So those 3 hit. We will continue into day 3, which will be fun.
Talk about what happened yesterday in your 10 to 10K bet.
My goal, what would you say? Sorry.
Talk about yesterday, what happened.
Oh, yeah. Jalen Duren came through clutch. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to hit it. I was so worried. He was at 11 rebounds. I was watching until the end. Literally right as he checked out, it was like he got the rebound, and we're like, all right, let's call timeout, get these guys off the court. And they put in Wiseman. I was like, yeah.
Thank God.
Because there was a couple shots before that where he was in position and it was a 3-pointer, and I'm like, oh, he's got this. There's no big men around. And it would hit off the front iron, like way back out to the 3-point line, and the dude would either get his rebound or like Killian Hayes would just get the rebound and turn up court. I'm like, dang. So,
dude, if we're going to keep talking about Detroit sports too, let's talk about how it's crazy. We are witnessing the worst NBA team in history. We've already witnessed the worst NFL team in history in 2008, 2006, 2007, whatever it was when the Lions went 0-16, which I was like, wow, that's crazy. We are now witnessing, there was the tweet that went out, or the picture that went out, the graphic that was like, since 2000, Detroit has the worst team in every 4 major sports, whether it was the Tigers in 03, the Wings in 19 or 22 or whatever it was, the Lions when they went 0-16, and the Pistons this year are on pace for it, right? Those are bad. But this Pistons team, it's crazy how unbelievably bad. I don't even think the roster is that bad. It's just the coaching, the injuries, everything is compiling to the worst NBA team in the history of NBA. The history. I put out a tweet a long time ago. Who wins more games in the respective regular season, the Lions or the Pistons? Very jokingly, there's no way the Pistons can't win at least 13 games in an 82-game season. No. They're going to win 4 to 6 games this year, and that is nuts to see. I'm still watching every game, though. I'm a Pistons fan.
Yeah, I still got to watch, too. Gosh, those Jalen Duren double-doubles always come every day. We'll be playing that bet, too, as well, once Pistons play the Rockets the next game is tomorrow. But yeah, it's insane. In a lot of to put this in perspective, it would be like, I guess, not going 0-17 because that's a 0% win percentage. It would be like 1 win in 17 games, another win. It would probably be like 1 win each for 3 straight years. compiled into one Piston.
Yeah.
That's like this whole Pistons season.
And didn't the Browns do something like that? Didn't the Browns win like one game in like maybe it was 2 years?
Yeah, it was 2 years.
Like
they went, I think it was like 2-28 or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Very similar to that. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's insane what these Pistons are doing, and we're just
not in a good way.
No changes, nothing. It's like, oh, maybe we'll go out and get Pascal Siakam, or I don't even know. I do not want us to trade anything to try to buy wins, essentially, because anyone that we bring into Detroit is going to just see this team and be like, yeah, I'm leaving once the season ends. Bye. And then we're left with nothing. So I don't care. I will be okay with having the worst team in NBA history. Just don't try to buy wins. That's fine.
What's going to happen is we're going to be the worst team in NBA history, and we're going to get the 5th pick overall. And it's
all right, Nick. Let me ask you this.
Yeah,
we set the record of 29 straight losses.
Yeah, we did.
Do you think we could re-break our own record?
Yeah, I think so, dude. I'm hoping for it, dude. Let's go. I honestly, and I said this already, I think we win 6 games this year, and 2 of those 6 games will be in the last 10 games. So that gives us about a 50-game stretch where we're going to have 1 win. And I think we get 30 plus losses in a row. I'm not rooting for it, but I mean, I kind of am. So, I don't know. Put us in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Or like the Hall of Shame, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's flip over to some Detroit sports, some more uplifting Detroit sports. Actually, it's kind of some damper news. Jerry Jacobs posted a cryptic tweet saying, thank you, Detroit. Pretty much that was it. It was like, thank you, Lions. Something just simple like that. Mm-hmm. He didn't practice today, didn't practice yesterday. He was healthy. He did play in the game. So you got to assume he's healthy and not practicing. Lions haven't officially came out and said he's been cut, but all signs say that he's likely on his way out, given what we saw with Isaiah Buggs and him kind of tweeting his departure before it was finalized.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. 4 plays last game, I believe, all on special teams. Not one defensive play from Jerry Jacobs last week. I'm sorry, but it's not crazy because he got benched. He's bad. Like, he's been bad. He was bad, and I don't think Vildor or Khalil Dorsey are great, are really even that good. But they're light years ahead of Jerry Jacobs. And it's nuts because Jacobs was really coming into his own after his first 2 years. After being an undrafted free agent, he had a lot of faith from Brad Holmes, Aaron Glenn. And I think this year they expected him, with Mosley coming in, they expected those two to really handle the cornerback 2 situation. Mosley goes down very quickly, and it's on Jerry Jacobs. We lean on him. And he gets torched. So much so that we tweeted his stats, and he blocked us. So I'm not too mad about it. I mean, you block us on Twitter, you get blocked by the Lions. I don't know. Jerry Jacobs. Bye.
Yeah, and honestly, could be making room for James Houston. He has been practicing in full all week long. So if that's the case, swapping out James Houston for Jerry Jacobs, I'm cool with. It is kind of odd in the sense Jerry, I feel like, is a big kind of locker room guy. He's super close with the fans. You saw, I don't know if you saw, but a lot of people saw that he went to like Pistons games, to some high school games, little things like that, supporting the city. Was at a Cass Tech game with CJ Gardner-Johnson. So a little interesting from that aspect, but it's a business game. And, if he's just going to be riding the bench and we need that spot for James Houston, you got to do what you got to do. And Vildor, yeah, he kind of came on as a temporary Band-Aid, but he's looked good. And his worst play kind of came at fault of another player in Derek Barnes, and where he got burned, of course, by CeeDee Lamb. And it's like, honestly, most cornerback 2s or, not elite corners are going to get burned by CeeDee Lamb. So I'm really faulted for that. But Jerry Jacobs, it leaves me to think, do you think we're going to see CJ Gardner-Johnson play some more, I guess, nickel corner, just that corner 2 where Sutton's the 1 and CJ's the 2? Or do you think we'll keep Will Harris in the rotation, or what's going to go on? Because we do lack cornerback depth a little bit.
I wish I would have looked more in depth in how our defense was staggered out last week, because it's just going to be very similar to that. And I if that means it's Dorsey and Vildor playing the cornerback 2 reps, then that's what we got. We're not bringing up Gilmore, I bet. This is what we're riding with. The Brad Holmes has done this. This is what Brad Holmes is, and this is how he thinks to win. And this is why there's many, many mock drafts out there where it's like cornerback, quarterback, cornerback, first round cornerback. And it's like, no, you don't know the Lions. You don't know Brad Holmes. Unless it's someone like Devin Witherspoon, a generational talent. Well, I wouldn't say that, but a very, very, very talented cornerback in the top 5. That's about the only time you'll see Brad Holmes go early cornerback. Other than that, it's just going to continue to be the trenches. We are going to run through the trenches. We're going to win through the trenches. We are going to do everything we can through the trenches and hope that what we do is with bringing Houston in, Hutchinson, we create enough pressure that Stafford has to get that ball out quick where we don't allow them to burn our cornerbacks. We don't allow our cornerbacks to be burnt because they are very short passes and it's just right on. You must make the tackle quickly. So if CJGJ does want to end up playing, not want to, but if ends up playing more QB or CB2, I would be okay with it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to rely heavily on these undrafted free agents or new signings in Vildor and Dorsey. And to everyone's dismay and everyone's dislike, it's just, that's how it is. Learn to love it because that's what we're getting. It is what it is. What about you?
I agree somewhat. I do think CD will have a little bigger role. But I wouldn't be surprised if Dorsey and Vildor get out there and get those shots because, like I've been talking, Vildor's out there on CD Lamb. So he obviously has the trust of Glenn and Dan Campbell. And when you're, tasked against CD Lamb when you had just joined the team probably like a month or so ago, that's some trust they're showing in you. But let's flip to some positive news. Sam Laporta, my guy, was back kind of at practice today. He was running routes, doing some blocking drills, and in an interview afterwards, he said he feels optimistic that he can play. And if he did play, he would wear a leg brace, which leads me to believe that I think there's a good chance he's going to play. And now I don't think we're going to see Sam Laporta, who we've seen the last, season. I think we're going to see a just slower version of this guy. They'll still think his hands work perfectly. He's going to be able to make the catches, run crisp routes. It's just the explosiveness we're not going to get where he's coming across the field, catches it, and, takes an extra 20 yards. It'll be like an 8 to 10 yard gain, and he'll be dragged down. But if we can get him on the field and he is playing, even if it's limited snaps, that is huge for the Lions.
So I disagree with you on this one. A lot of disagreement on the show early, and I like it.
Always do.
I love it. I don't think he plays, but also you expect disappointment, and you're never going to be disappointed, right? So I'm not setting any expectations, even any hopes, any thoughts. Maybe he's optimistic. Maybe he'll. No. What this does tell me though is that he should be very healthy when we go and see the Cowboys or the Buccaneers or the Eagles in round 2. Because I'm sure we're going to win this game, and I'm sure we'll be in round 2, and I'm sure Laporta will play then. However, I like James Mitchell. I like Brock Wright. I don't think any tight end in the NFL, and that includes Travis Kelce, that includes Mark Andrews, that includes Sam Laporta, that includes TJ Hawkinson, that includes any tight end in the NFL. They are not that big of game changers. And I know people are like, no, how dare you? Spicy take. But I don't really care too much about the tight end position. When we got rid of Hawkinson last year, people were like, okay, so we're 1-6. We just traded Hawkinson. Our season is over. We are done. How is that number 1 pick looking? Let's see what we can get. No, dude, we went and won 8 out of 9 games. With Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra, and I believe a rookie James Mitchell or a second-year James Mitchell at the time. Tight end is it's important for Goff, but I don't think it's a huge decrease from our chances to win. So pushing Laporta to play this week, I'm just not there for it. I don't think Dan Campbell will be there for it. I don't think Brad Holmes will do it. I don't know if Ben Johnson will want it. I think we'll be just fine with the tight end rotation we send out this week if Laporta doesn't play. Now, if Laporta is 100%, I obviously want him out there. If he's 90%, I want him out there. And this is where it's beneficial that we go after these football guys, right? We go through that. He's a football guy, and people almost make fun of the Lions for like Jack Campbell, okay, first round linebacker, but he's a football guy. It's like, yeah, he is a football guy, and that's what Laporta is too. So there is a chance that Laporta just fucking mans up and goes and plays. I'm not gonna like be mad about that. I just don't think it's a necessity. I honestly don't see the tight end position being that crucial. I think Brock Wright and James Mitchell have good chemistry with Jared Goff, which is more important than going out and signing a guy like Zach Ertz or another tight end that might be on the market. That's a terrible idea with your quarterback being Jared Goff. You can't do that. You have to stick with what's in-house. And in-house, we saw James Mitchell last week making an amazing running over catch while Jared Goff was slanting and threw it. It was a great play. James Mitchell is someone not to be like laughed at or scoffed at. And same with Brock Wright, who got our game-winning touchdown against the Jets last year. I like those two. I'm not worried. I am not the one that's like, I need Laporta out there because I just like where we are. So for me, I don't think he plays. Again, set yourself up for disappointment. You'll never be disappointed. If he plays, you'll be like, hey, well, that is a happy little cherry on top. However, I'm not going to expect it, and I'm not going to hope for it. I'm just going to be excited for Brock Wright and not Shane Zilstra, James Mitchell.
Yeah, he makes some valid points. I will say I like what we're – even if Dan Campbell's like, oh, yeah, he's not playing. I like what we're doing because I feel like this old regime, I feel like we've asked multiple times, like, throw smoke screens out there, do something, disguise yourself. And we just wouldn't ever do anything. Now I feel like we're playing chess. We're finally, at the big kid table, doing all the little ticky-tacky strategies that may pay off and may not pay off. But, we're doing it. So you make some good points, Nick. And also, if we didn't have JMO, if we didn't have Gibbs, or if we didn't have Monty turned into a beast, then,
and you'd be like, all right, let's get Laporta out there. Yeah.
Goff has weapons, man. And it's not like this Rams defense is elite and, has been shutting people down like they used to. They don't have Jalen Ramsey anymore. I honestly cannot name you one defender on their defense. Honestly, I have to think about it. But, Aaron Donald, duh.
And then who's the other? They have another defensive tackle that's like in Rookie of the Year contention.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's because they're triple teaming Aaron Donald every game, which is that's scary. And I want to get into that a little bit, but let's keep with the injury news and let's talk about my man Josh Jordan's question down here. He says he just got here. Is Khalif straight?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's interesting because what did they say, Adam? You tweeted this out, I believe. What
They're looking at, I guess, so they've ruled out JMO. He's not going to be the kick returner if Khalif can't go, which is kind of interesting. I think this might be just a hands deal where he hasn't done it, and they're like, we can't risk it, and maybe he's just had a couple bad reps, and that was that. But it's looking like it's either going to be Maurice Alexander, Donovan Peoples-Jones, or Amon-Ra. I do not want Amon-Ra. I know he's phenomenal with the ball in his hands, but it's just the risk for reward is just not there. We've seen Maurice Alexander return kicks for touchdowns before, so he's okay. And DPJ, for all you Michigan fans, you guys know how well he was at Michigan, and I think he even returned punts for Cleveland too and had a couple returns for them as well. So I wouldn't mind him either, but ultimately not Amon-Ra because we saw what happens when you put your studs on special teams.
Yes, exactly. I don't want Amon-Ra. Speaking of Michigan, congratulations, Adam, big Michigan fan. Ooh, national champions, first time since '97, man. First national championship since the college football playoff for Michigan. So that's awesome, dude. How excited were you for that?
I was pumped. It was cool. It was like I don't know. It was weird because I was like expecting it, and I wasn't. I thought we were going to dominate Washington after we beat Alabama. That's when I was like, all right, this team. We got some here. Yeah. And once Donovan Edwards hit that first touchdown, and then the second, I was just like, oh, this is we got this in the bag. And there was a small little like scare where they were down. It was like 17-3, and they were getting ready to score or going for it on fourth down or something. But Washington ultimately couldn't come through. I think Panks didn't have his best game, so that helped out as well. But the boys, Michigan, go blue, baby.
Do you think McCarthy stays or goes to the NFL?
No, I think him and Jim Harbaugh both say, so long, Michigan. We got you your championship in 3 Ohio State victories.
Wow, that would be crazy. I personally think JJ McCarthy does leave as well, and I believe he's going to be a first-round draft pick. I think he's going to light it up during the combine and the offseason programs. And I think he becomes I bet he gets drafted by Atlanta or the Raiders. That's my guess right now.
I kind of agree too. And it wouldn't shock me to see him end up where Jim Harbaugh goes. Maybe not if he goes and coaches the Chargers, but if he went out and coached the Raiders or there was another team.
Or the Falcons? Oh no, they didn't get rid of Arthur Smith.
No, they did. They did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Falcons.
Oh, bop, that's happening, bro. You just called it. Atlanta Falcons are getting Harbaugh and McCarthy. Put it in stone.
That would be, yeah. Oh, man, that makes a lot of sense with all their weapons out there. Oh, as an NFC team, I don't want that. I'm hoping, I don't want Belichick to Atlanta. I want Atlanta to hire some Arthur Smith 2.0. I want NFC South to stay garbage. Although, honestly, real quick question. Would you rather play the Eagles this week than the Rams?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would rather play the Eagles, the Bucks, the Packers, the Cowboys than the Rams. The Rams are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. The only loss they've had in the last 8 games is to the Baltimore Ravens in overtime. And the only reason they even lost that was because they couldn't stop a punt return. Like, yeah, I'm very nervous for the Rams. I'm very nervous, but I'm trying to what's the word? I'm trying to mask it with all this shit talking that I've been doing on Twitter. So
I love it. All right, let's just dive into it. The Rams, Matthew Stafford. I don't know, Nick, maybe this was obvious to you, but I realized this last night. This is Matthew Stafford's first game back. He hasn't had a game back in Detroit or any type of, Detroit coming home. So his coming home party, it has to be a slap to his face. I tweeted it out. I said, Matthew Stafford, he's coming home, baby, but it's a damn shame we got to kick his ass. And that's just how I hope it goes. I hope I hope he plays the full game. I'm not wishing any injury on him. I still love Stafford, but hey, man, when he is coming out of that tunnel, if they announce his name or not, I promise you, I will boo him. I love Stafford. I love everything he did. But Sunday, man, this is for the Lions. He is an enemy. He is a mortal enemy. It's Jared Goff or die, baby.
Mm-hmm. This is Jared Goff country. I tweeted out earlier. I said, Matthew Stafford's stats as a Detroit Lion, 79-90 and 0 NFC North titles in 12 years. Jared Goff, 24-23, which isn't great, but it's a winning percentage. 1 division title, 3 years. Stafford didn't do shit for us. I don't give a fuck about Stafford. I will be booing the fuck out of him at my house. And I've been getting a ton of backlash on Twitter for saying it, but I don't care. I will continue to do it because it's not crazy. It's sports. Stafford isn't it. Stafford's not our boy. Stafford never went to your house. Stafford never went to all these fans' houses. Stafford is not a Detroit Lion. And after this game, I'll get right. I love Stafford. I love him. But right now, this week, he is public enemy number 1. He is the least liked person on that team for me outside of him and Aaron Donald. I hate them. I actually like Cooper Kupp a little bit more than I like Stafford this week. Same with Puka this week. Now, I get so irritated by these fans that are like, well, I'm not going to boo him. I mean, I won't cheer for him, but I will never boo Matthew Stafford. Why? We won't retire his number. We will never put his name in our ring of honor. He did 0 for us. He did jack shit for us. Wow. The coaches weren't as good. The front office wasn't. The personnel wasn't. Kelvin Johnson, Golden Tate, Levy, Sue. I mean, we had an incredible team the year we lost to Dallas. He scored 1 touchdown. I don't even think he scored. I don't think it was a pass. Well, maybe it was a pass. But anyways, it's ridiculous. Lions fans are known for loyalty. Okay, we're known for loyalty. We're known for watching a team 30 years in a row get beat and battered and weathered, and we just come back, right? We keep coming back because we're the most loyal fan base in the NFL. That's got to go out the window this week. There is no Stafford loyalty this week. We'll get right back into it. Right back into it after we beat him Sunday night. Monday morning, we'll say, thanks for coming out, Stafford. It was a fun time. We appreciate it. But this is like going to the movies with your ex-girlfriend who's bringing this 6'8" ripped dude, and you're just like, well, I can't be mad at her. I mean, she was fun. We had a fun time. Fuck that, dude. Be embarrassed. Go fucking get your shit. Go get the hot fucking woman yourself if you want. I don't hate to put it in that context, but like, don't sit here and just think Matthew. Like, I hate it. I can't even like get words out of my mouth, Adam. So please take over because I'm
to put things into perspective. Nick, I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree with me on this. If Barry Sanders were to get traded to another team and we were playing him in the playoffs, round 1 at Ford Field, I'd boo Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson was on another team at Ford Field playing against the Lions. I'd boo Calvin Johnson.
And those are amazing Lions, not like Stafford.
Exactly. Would I root for them to get hurt? No. Would I, try to get in their heads? Of course.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to sit silent. Right. I'm not going to cheer for him. I'm not going to, right. You got to boo. That's the only way to let him know if you have every fan booing Stafford or not booing him. If everyone just were to stay silent when Stafford comes out there, you're giving the other team like such a big advantage. And it's just like, I don't care as much about my team as much as I do about Stafford or what the past was. And it's
right. If you do what you're saying, you're a Stafford fan. And that's fine. That is fine. Please, if you are a Stafford fan, go be a Stafford fan. Just don't call yourself a Lions fan, right? You're a Stafford fan. And sure, you'll cheer for the Lions. Great. But you're a Stafford fan. And if you're a Stafford fan, don't go to the Lions versus Stafford ball game. Stay at home and root with your grandma. I don't care. If you're going to the game, you're a fucking Lions fan, go fucking act like it. Go be a fucking menace to the entire Rams team. Do what Anzalone said, which was cheer as loud but yell as loud as you can while they're getting into the huddle. And then continue to cheer when they're out of the huddle. And then continue to cheer when we pick them off. Just be quiet when we're on offense. The fact of the matter is this is not the Detroit Staffords. This is not the Detroit Rams. This is not Matt Stafford's team. This is Jared Goff country. Get used to it or get the fuck out. If you don't like Goff, then don't be a Lions fan. Don't bring your negativity around here because I'm going to go fucking wild. And I wish I was going to that game. If you're going to the game, rest your voice. Adam, I know you're going. Rest your voice. You have 3 days not to talk. Don't say a fucking word for the next 3 days. And Sunday night at 8 p.m., let it out. You better not have a voice Monday. I will call you Monday morning. And if you answer and say, hello, Nick, I will hang up and we'll be done with this show forever. I better call you and you answer and go.
That was my goal, man. I texted you, Julius. I was like, my goal is to lose my voice. I will be screaming.
You better. So loud. There's no goal. That's a guarantee or you get out because you didn't cheer loud enough. And that's what every fan needs to be like.
Oh, yes. It's going to be an insane atmosphere. And also, we only know 1-9 around here. Kirby Joseph said it best. I only know 1-9. That's J-Mo, baby. And you can't tell me if J-Mo has a 50-yard touchdown pass. Oh, my gosh, Nick. What we heard Lions Stadium when he scored that first touchdown, it'll be like 100 times louder than that. Yeah. Just the loudness this stadium can have. I'm curious to see what it can do because obviously it's indoors and I don't know how it's constructed. Obviously Seattle's stadium, how they constructed, it's like the sound like keeps all in, it like bounces down or something crazy, whatever they do, however it was built. So we'll see what Ford Field could do, but ultimately I think it might not hit, the all-time NFL sound barrier, but it will break every Lions sound barrier record. And I am so excited for it. Let's dive into some of these offensive players because the Rams have some studs. They had 2 guys just come onto the field or to the game, out of nowhere. And that's 5th rounders, 4th rounders, and Puka and Kyren Williams. So out of those 2, Nick, who scares you the most and why?
Puka Nacua, because our run defense is elite and Kyren Williams is a very good pass blocker, which scares me, but he will not be able to run on our defense. Nobody has, nobody will. And that includes Kyren Williams. Puka scares me because it's going to be Vildor against Puka, and it's going to be a little interesting. I don't think Puka's that great. Sorry. Puka's not that great. Puka is like Kenny Golladay. As long as you have Matthew Stafford throwing you the ball, you're going to look really fucking good. You're going to look really good unless you're Eric Ebron. You're going to look really good if Matthew Stafford's throwing that ball. Puka Nacua, is a good wide receiver. Put on any other team, would have about 400 to 600, maybe 700 yards this year. But Matthew Stafford makes wide receivers like this. He made Kenny Golladay a millionaire. He made him a millionaire. Kenny Golladay went 1 year to the Giants, caught 0 balls, and got cut. Right? When Matthew Stafford's gone, this ain't going to be Puka's team. He will be, if Stafford's not on this team next year, which is a possibility he's not on the Rams next year, and every single person that drafts Puka Nacua in fantasy football, I will get a laugh from me. I will laugh my ass off at them because they don't know what they're doing, because they don't know Matthew Stafford like we do. We saw him for 12 years. We've seen this happen. He makes wide receivers. But Stafford is there, so I am scared of Puka this week, along with Cooper, because Sutton's been getting burnt. But here's the thing is our defense is what Patricia always wanted. Our defense is a very bend, don't break defense. Our defense allows a lot of big passing plays. It just happens because we commit so hard on the run game, right? We are the best run defense in the NFL for a reason. You got to commit to that. Well, when you commit to that, you allow a lot of openings in the secondary. However, when that secondary gets shut down and you have way less yardage to run around, our secondary becomes very good because we can play press. We can have our defensive line come in quick. So they're going to have big days. Like we're going to leave this, and both of them will have 100 yards. Stafford will have over 350, and the Rams will score 28 points. We have to score 31. But the fact of the matter is, we play our defense. We play Detroit Lion defense, play Aaron Glenn defense. There is a reason Aaron Glenn is getting head coaching interviews over and over and over and over again. This is why I never wanted to get rid of him in the first place, Adam. And I also, I'm just joking. And this is who we are. And so to answer your question, Puka, but I'm not worried about Puka and Cooper Kupp beating us.
I will say, Kyren Williams, if he does get hot, that will be really concerning because the Rams, I want to say, every win they've had, it was behind a 100-yard rushing performance by Kyren Williams. Now, I know he's kind of done that in damn near every game he's played, but the Rams have been hot in pretty much the last 8-9 games. So ultimately, I kind of agree with you. I think our run defense, especially having a lean back and even, James Houston just being another solid defender, those guys back will be able to help the run defense be what it was in the beginning of the year. It kind of fell off just a smidge when Aleem went down, and we were kind of playing some decent, run teams. And I guess the Vikings, Ty Chandler was kind of, going off. But other than that, yeah, Puka concerns me. I think just those over the middle, he's very tactical to me, just where he knows where to put himself. He knows how to find an open spot, and he kind of feels a little more advanced than just your typical wide receiver too. But if we can go, toe for toe, shut down this Cowboys offense in Dallas, this crowd, this defense, this whole team should be able to contain Matthew Stafford and this explosive offense. I know it's indoors, so that kind of helps out Stafford as well, but I don't know. This game, I keep going back and forth if I should be super concerned or if I'm like, no way, this lines are different lines. We're going to just bulldoze them or whatever. But my next and final question, any type of just battle, if it's, Sutton on Kupp, if it's, Sewell on Donald, if it's, I don't know who their DBs are, but someone on Amon-Ra, what matchup are you looking forward to? Or if it's even just the quarterbacks dueling it out, what one matchup between the two teams are you looking forward to the most?
This one, when Penei Sewell was 20 years old, rookie in his 6th, 7th game in the NFL, I flew my ass from Detroit to Los Angeles, went to SoFi, had a great time. That was a great, thank you, Stafford. That was my thank you, Stafford. During that game, which was filled with onside kicks and fake punts and a bunch of great stuff, we ended up losing the game. We got to see Penei Sewell and Aaron Donald go face to face, and it was so awesome because that was the moment I knew Sewell was a generational talent that he is. He was the foundation. He was the foundation we were going to build our team around. Not him and Hutchinson, not him and Goff, not him and St. Brown. No, it was Sewell is the foundation. And I am excited to see him get right back in Aaron Donald's face. I hope there's at least one moment where he and Donald get right up to each other. No flags from either team, but I hope they get right into each other because that just shows that we take no shit from nobody. No shit, all grit, Detroit Lions.
Love that. Yeah, no shit, all grit, baby. Yeah, I agree with you. I know Donald and Sewell were going against each other because I almost think Sewell was playing left tackle in that game, and that was when Decker was down. But
I don't think so.
Okay. But I will say, I know Aaron Donald he's an interior guy, so he would have to line up on the left end to go truly head-to-head against Sewell. But I will say, if he's near Sewell, we're just going to shift one over, and Sewell's going to, pick him up. So we're definitely going to see multiple battles. It probably won't be like every single time like we kind of saw with Parsons. But if Sewell, can hold his own with Parsons, he won the PFF, not just tackle of the year, it was offensive lineman of the year, highest graded, and just all around a beast from what he was 2-3 years ago when he did handle Aaron Donald. He was that young, like not afraid, not backing down. So I can imagine like what he's feeling now. Like, does Sewell feel like he is the big boy and that Donald is the little boy? Like, I don't even know, but it wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me. So a lot of good matchups to look forward to. I will say this probably is my favorite. We're going to leave score predictions for this Sunday, so I'm not going to get to that. But obviously, I think we'll win. I will shoot it out, though. 51.5, Nick, over or under?
I'm going to save it for Sunday. Come back Sunday if you want to hear the answer, guys. Come back Sunday morning. I'll have an answer for you.
What a teaser. All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everyone joining in. You guys can check us out on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Honolulu Blues _ We are over 50K. Help us hit that 60K mark as we are moving in on that. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. Like us, review us. We appreciate it all. But as always, baby, go.